showtime!
Hey everybody, Jim here, and today I am in the neighborhood of Takadanobaba here in Tokyo because we are about to go inside the Mikado Retro Game Center. It's 2 floors of 100% retro arcade games, and I actually have not been here for quite a long time. It's my understanding that they've done some renovations, they've actually added some games, changed some stuff around, so pretty interested to see what's different from the last time I was here, but one thing's for sure, we're gonna play a lot of arcade games today, so let's get inside, check it out, let's have some fun. All right, so here we are on the first floor of Mikado. A lot of really cool games on this floor. Mostly what I'm seeing, there's a lot of shoot 'em ups, which is really great. A lot of action arcade games, some beat 'em ups and things like that. Also a lot of driving games. There's like Outrun and Daytona USA, which I like a lot. There's also like some mahjong and things. I guess that has its audience. I personally don't even know how to play mahjong, so not so useful for me. But aside from that, lots of cool stuff to play on this floor. Again, lots of driving games, shoot 'em ups, all that kind of stuff. I'm gonna have a lot of fun, so let's go check it out.
あのグラディウスがファミコンソフトになった。未知との戦いは今始まった。全宇宙を飲み込んだ超スペースファイターグラディウス。コナミ。
right, so we made our way up to the second floor, and no other word to describe this floor. It's awesome. It's mostly fighting games. I would say it's like 80% fighting games, but there are like lots of other random games kind of scattered around, stuff like Cool Borders, things like that. Also some multi-cades over there with lots of different games in them, some shoot-em-ups and puzzle games, other various things like that. So a lot of fun to be had on this floor. Let's get around, play some games, have some fun. Check this out.
一つ改造計画いつでもどこでも対戦ゲームボーイについに登場ストリートファイター2
待ってたよ
カプコン
ファイティングアクションゲーム「ストリートファイター2」スーパーファミコンで好評発売中。
Capcom.
All right, so that's it. That's going to do it for Mikado today here in Takadano Baba. Had a lot of fun, played a ton of games. Definitely next time you're in Tokyo, if you're a retro gamer, if you like arcade games at all, I would recommend that you stop by here. Definitely one of, if not the best arcades in the entire city. And this is definitely the kind of place that we want to like keep active, keep alive, keep some money coming in. So we'll actually have places like this to play games at in the future. Mikado also has a YouTube channel, actually multiple YouTube channels where you can go and watch things like live streams of fighting game tournaments and just really great gameplay of all these old arcade games. So if that's something you're interested in, there will be links in the description, so go and check that out. That's another thing that helps, you know, bring some income into the arcade and keep it going, which again, people like me who like to frequent and play arcade games, we appreciate that a lot. But again, had a lot of fun today. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you on the next one. Take care, everybody. Goodbye.
ドンキーコングジュニアがカラフルになった。今時代はカラフルに。 ゲームはカラースクリーンに。
Let's get scratching.
Hey everybody, Jim here, and today I am in the neighborhood of Takadano Baba because I am here now at a game center called Natsuge Museum. Natsuge is kind of a portmanteau of the words Natsukashi, which is like a nostalgic and game. So nostalgic game museum, and it's pretty cool because up on the second floor is where they have the game museum, and then down in the basement is where they actually have a detachment of the Mikado Game Centers, which is further down the street, and it's a big retro game arcade. So we actually have a whole lot of stuff to explore today. Lots of retro games to play, so let's get up there and check it out. All right, so we're up here, we're on the second floor. This is the game museum section. Which museum is a very apt term because a lot of the stuff in here is before my time for sure. We got some things like Pac-Man, Donkey Kong, other various maybe early 80s, even some late 70s stuff in here, even some things that aren't video games. They're more like prize games or something like that. But very cool, very nice small area, very compact, but lots of games inside. So let's get around, let's go play some games and have some fun.
It's Donkey Kong, the arcade sensation, and now you can play it at home.
Hang on, sweetheart! I'm gonna save you! You're not gonna stop me, you stupid ape! Don't worry, darling! I'll save you!
スヌーピー、そしてポパイ。スクリーンカラフル、楽しさワンダフル。
All right, so we made our way down to the basement, and as you can see behind me, there's a lot of pinball down here. So it's alive with the sounds of pinball. There's also like a lot of light gun games, some of the retro stuff over there like Punch Out and Gauntlet. Lots of fun to be had down here, so let's go play some games.
リボン 1.5 リットル新発売で、はあ、喜ぶ。ファミコン用カセットが当たった。おお、息子喜ぶ。今1本に1枚ついてるおばはがきを送ると当たります。リボン 1.5 リットル。
right, so there you go, everybody. That is the Natsuge Museum here in Takadanobaba. Really cool. Again, second floor, lots of old stuff to play. Basement, lots of pinball and light gun games. Had a lot of fun here, played a lot of games. Definitely, I want to make more videos like this, going to more arcades like this, because eventually, hopefully, the borders do open back up and tourist traffic starts coming back in. And for people who like this kind of thing, for retro gamers, when you're in Tokyo, I mean, I would love it if you would stop by a place like this. As much as I can, I want to show people places like this, because once something like this is gone, it's probably gone for good. So I want as many people as possible to know about places like the Natsuge Museum and the Mikado Game Center and the Taito arcades and the Sega arcades, stuff like that. So if you're ever wondering why I make these videos, it's not just because I like coming here and playing video games, but I really want to inform you about it. That way when you come here, you can come and play some games, spend a little money, and keep these places going. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you on the next one. Take care, everybody. Goodbye. Hey everybody, Jim here, and today I'm in Akihabara. It's a nice spring day, and we're here to look at some arcades. We're here to go to what used to be Sega arcades. Akihabara used to be crawling with Sega arcades. Now there's not a single Sega arcade left in town. They've all been replaced by Gigo arcades. Apparently Sega sold all of their game center assets to a company called Gigo, and that's basically all they do is operate game centers. So all of the Sega branding has been taken off of the buildings and replaced with Gigo, which, if you ask me, is not really like a great replacement. Those big beautiful Sega logos have now been replaced with Giga logos, which, if you ask me, I mean, they look like they'd be just fine on like the outside of a pharmacy or something. Whatever. So yeah, from now, if you come to visit Akihabara, you'll never get to play in a Sega arcade, but basically they kept all of the games that were initially in these arcades. So even though there's no Sega branding, there's still all the stuff that used to be in there anyway. So it's basically the exact same arcade, just with a different logo on the outside. So we're gonna start with now Gigo building number 1. We're just gonna go and take a look at my favorite floor. So in this arcade, basically the first 4 floors, it's nothing but crane games, UFO catchers, that kind of thing, which I'm not particularly interested in. Next floor above that, they have like online card games, which again, I'm not a TCG kind of guy. Not much of interest on that floor for me. And the top floor has basically been turned into like a big shrine for Gundam. It's just online Gundam games and other various stuff up there. Again, pretty cool, but not games that I'm actually like into playing. But there is some pretty cool stuff, I believe, on the 6th floor. So let's head up there and check that out. Okay, so up on the 6th floor of Gigo building number 1, basically the only floor that I come to because, one, it has a bunch of Tekken 7 cabinets, which I love. Tekken is my favorite series of 3D fighters, so I'll usually come up here to play a few rounds of Tekken, but it also has these cool machines right here. These are the Nessica Cross Live machines, and as you can see, they're just machines online loaded with a whole bunch of games that you can choose from. So it's 100 yen for a play, and you get a ton of 2D fighters and shoot 'em ups, basically exactly the kinds of games that I like. So if we scroll through, you've got stuff like Street Fighter 03, Third Strike, Vampire Savior, Ikaruga, Psychic Force, King of Fighters, Raiden, Aquapazza, Persona 4, you know, you get it. There's a whole lot of games loaded on these things. So usually if I do come to this particular arcade, I'll come up to this floor, play some Tekken, sit down and play some Street Fighter or shoot 'em up or something. just kill a little time, sip some coffee while I move on to my next part of the day. So let's hang out, play a few games, and then we will move on to the next arcade. Check this out.
I said chocolate chip. Say it. Say it.
Sega!
Okay, so played a few games, lost pretty miserably on a few of them, but still had some fun. So anyway, yeah, Gigo, Sega building number 1. For the most part, this building there's a lot of crane games and some like online games, trading card games, stuff I'm not really too familiar with, not very enthusiastic about, but if you come to the 6th floor, you can play a bunch of fighting games and shoot 'em ups on these cool Nezuka cabinets by Taito. You can go play some Tekken or play some Gundam Extreme if you really want to. There's no shortage of Gundam Extreme cabinets on this floor. Anyway, so yeah, 6th floor, the most fun in the building for sure. But we're gonna get out of here. We're gonna move on to the next Gigo building, which actually I think we're gonna go hit up Gigo building number 4 now. So let's head that way. Okay, so directly behind me is Gigo building number 4, and this, of all of the arcades that we're looking at today, this is actually my least favorite. So on the first 3 or 4 floors, you're never gonna believe this, they have a lot of UFO catchers, so if that's your thing, go in there and try to find some prizes or whatever. Not really my thing. And then above that, there's more of those like online, like card games, like Fate and other various things like that, Wonderland Wars. Again, not really my thing. And I think there's just a smattering of rhythm games. So there's not really much to say about this particular arcade. When it was a Sega arcade, this was the one I came to the least. And now that it's a Gigo arcade, I don't anticipate I'll be coming here much either. It's not much of interest for me. Too bad though. Got rid of the Sega, kept the Gigo, kept all the crap inside I don't really care about. And to top it all off, the horse guy is here today. The horse guy is here playing his drums very unimpressively. It's just the worst. This arcade is cursed or something. Anyway, let's move on to something a little better. Let's go have some fun. All right, so here we are in front of Gigo building number 4. We got away from the horseman. That horror is behind us now. So Gigo number 4. Say it with me. A lot of crane games. It's only 4 floors. The first 3 floors are 100% crane games, which honestly, some of the stuff you can win in here is pretty cool. It's just like not something that I really like to go to arcades for. At least not at the moment. I don't have enough room in my apartment for all these figures and plushies and things, but up on the 4th floor, there is some very cool stuff that I like a lot. Let's get up there and check it out. Okay, so we're up here on the 4th floor. It's pretty awesome for, I don't know, maybe not so obvious reasons. Maybe not everybody's into this kind of stuff, but on this floor, there are pinball machines. There's Pong, there's foosball, there's darts, there's even some cruise and blast machines back there, which I've never seen anywhere else. So that's really cool. So let's go play some pinball, go play some of these other games, and have some fun. This is kind of like my happy place right now. Check this out.
Show 'em!
3, 2, 1, go!
Okay, so as you just saw, pretty damn cool up here. Pinball, foosball, darts, all that good stuff. It's, you know, a floor like this is really refreshing for me after just, you know, lots of crane games and like online trading card games that I don't really understand or have any desire to play. It's nice to be able to come up here and just have some good old-fashioned pinball, you know, to play and just sort of relax and have fun with it. One of the issues is they have a half dozen pinball machines up here. They don't all work all the time, and I assume it's kind of hard to find people that can repair pinball machines these days. But honestly, even if they had one pinball machine up here, I'd probably still be happy to take a break and come up here and play it. So yeah, Gigo building number 4, 3 floors of crane games, and then this awesome, glorious floor with pinball, cruise and blast, and a whole bunch of other cool stuff to enjoy. So come up here, have a seat, maybe drink a beer, play some pinball, I don't know. Anyway, let's move on to the next one. Let's get out of here. All right, so save the best for last. This is Gigo building number 3, and it is 6 floors, and the first few, as we've come to establish now, are chock full of crane games, so lots of stuff, a lot of prizes you can pick up. But there's also a lot of other stuff in floors 3, 4, and 5, so there's a lot of rhythm games, actually driving games, some good Initial D, which I like a lot. Other various like online games, just stuff like that, kind of robust for an arcade. But if I had to go to one floor on this arcade, it's not just the best floor in this arcade, it's the best floor of any of these arcades, the absolute best thing about any of these Gigo places. So let's get up there, 6th floor, check it out. All right, so we made our way up to the 6th floor. Again, I said this is the best floor, not just of this arcade, but of all the arcades we've seen today. This floor is referred to as Retro G, and obviously, as you can see behind me and all around me, it's just a whole lot of good old-fashioned retro arcade games. Most of it's Sega, but plenty of other stuff as well. So let's get around, check out some of the games on this floor. Let's have some fun. Check this out. So, one thing that's pretty cool is that if you're running out of money or maybe you didn't have any to begin with, they actually have one of these little Astro City minis set up here, and it's hooked to this nice big screen here. So if you don't feel like dropping any yen on the games in here, you can actually just sit here and play this Astro City mini for free, pretty much as long as you want. There's no restrictions on that, so I'm playing some Wonder Boy. Anyway, check out the rest of this sweet gameplay footage. Hello.
がたくさんしろセガたくさんしろセガサターみんなで戦い
Alright, so there you go. That's a quick look around Retro G, the 6th floor of now Gigo building number 3. Totally awesome. So I hope you enjoyed looking around all the various now no longer Sega but Gigo buildings here in Akihabara. Honestly, you know, they're just logos. All the Sega logos are taken off the buildings. It's under new ownership, I guess. But there's still basically all the same stuff inside. So as you saw, there's like lots of crane games in all of them. There's rhythm games, driving games, online games. There's a lot of stuff to meet every taste. And then there's some fighting games, shoot 'em ups and stuff. And then if you come up to Retro G, I mean, there's just no limit. If you're like me, you're a child of the 90s, this is something you're gonna have a lot of fun with. So it doesn't say Sega on the outside of the building anymore, but there's still the spirit of a Sega arcade in here. So on your next trip to Tokyo, come on by Akihabara. You're not going to see those beautiful Sega logos, but you're still going to be able to come into these arcades and have some fun. So anyway, thanks everybody for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you on the next one. Goodbye.
It's showtime!
Hey everybody, Jim here, and I am in Akihabara on a very warm summer night, and you can see directly behind me we have Taito, hey, the Hirose Entertainment Yard. I haven't made a video in this place in years, and the last one did really well. People seem to like it, so I thought I'd come back around and take a look at maybe what they've changed, if they've added some games or maybe even taken some away. Lots of arcades in Akihabara, obviously. You have all of the Gigo arcades, which used to be the Sega arcades. There's also Taito Station, Game Panic, all kinds of stuff, so lots to choose from. But for my money, the absolute best in town is Taito Hirose Entertainment Yard, and you're about to see why. So let's get up to the 2nd floor, which is kind of where most of the action is, and take a look at what kind of games they got in here. Let's go. All right, so I'm on the 2nd floor, and this is a really awesome floor for pretty obvious reasons. Actually, kind of hard to choose which one is my favorite, this or the 3rd floor. This one, obviously awesome because here, more than anything, you're gonna find a ton of shoot 'em ups. So pretty much anything by Konami, Taito, Cave, all kinds of great stuff. If you're a shooter fan, this is like heaven on earth. They have some other cool stuff here too, some driving games, rhythm games, crane machines, stuff like that. But for the shooter fan, this is gonna be the floor you wanna come to and probably never leave. So let's go have a walk around, see what kind of games they have right now, and let's play a lot of them. Let's have a lot of fun. Check this out. so now we're up on the 3rd floor. I hope you can hear me over all the noise of this awesome arcade. So I said before that it's hard to choose a favorite between the 2nd floor and the 3rd floor. As you're about to see, this floor, if you're a fighting game fan, which I am, this floor has pretty much everything you want. If you like Capcom fighters, if you like Sega, if you like SNK, it's all up on this floor. And there's always plenty of other people here playing as well, so there's always some competition for you if you really want it. So we're going to walk around, we're going to have a look at all the fighting games up here, we're going to play a bunch, and they have a bunch of other games up here too that aren't fighters, they aren't shooters, they're, I don't know, miscellaneous other arcade games, I guess you could say. We're going to play some of those too, so check this out, let's have some fun. So, after all of that, all those shoot 'em ups, all those fighting games, we're up here on the top floor, the 4th floor. A lot quieter up here, so this is the floor where they put kind of all the stuff they can't really put on the other floors. So it's lots of stuff like this, like trading card games and other stuff that honestly I really don't know anything about. I don't ever play any of these kinds of games. Honestly, probably wouldn't even know how to, except for maybe the Gundam pods. Those are kind of fun. But we'll take a look around up here. Again, this is not really my type of stuff I usually play, but maybe it's something you'd be into. So check this out. Have a look at the 4th floor here in Taito-Hei. Maybe you'll see something you didn't know you liked. Check it out. Okay, so that was Taito-Hei. We're actually here at the back entrance, in case you didn't know there was one, just down the street from Super Potato. That was a lot of fun. We played a lot of arcade games. Can't get enough. Shoot 'em ups, fighting games, all that great stuff. Hey, let me know down in the comments, what was some of the favorite games that you saw today in this arcade video, I'd like to know. And if you really like this video, I have a whole playlist filled with other arcade tours just like this one. I'm gonna link that so you can go check it out. And if that's not enough, I got game hunt vids, I got game reviews, I got all kinds of stuff from here in Japan, so you can go and check those playlists out too. Anyway, this was a lot of fun, but it's getting late, pretty warm out here, and I'm getting kind of hungry, so I think I'm gonna head down the street, maybe go grab a little bites, but you come back for the next video. Hope to see you then. And with that being said, thanks for watching, take care. Goodbye.